Now, time to talk about my favorite anime of the season. At least the second favorite after JoJo's. But there actually isn't much to talk about it in this episode. There are only like two, three important points to talk about in this episode, and that's just it. The rest is just like a slice of life kind of environment and everything, and it's enjoyable. Like, it's very enjoyable. It's very fun to watch. Even if it's just a slice of life, it's still fun to just watch it. So let's just talk about the important points that are like here in this episode. Firstly, to begin with, we come to know that there is a Orc Lord. Now, Lord is basically someone who can command a army and shit. So it's just like, oh, you got an Lord here, and basically he's been given the powers from a Majin, and Majin is basically a subordinate to the Demon Lord. So you already get the point where this is going, and basically this is why the orcs' village was destroyed. Plus, there was a Majin with them. It was not the same Majin that gave the orc the power to command, like made him an Orc Lord, but Lord, what's a Lord? Orc Lord, but there was definitely a different kind of Majin through what was shown to us in the anime. It had he had a different mask. He or she, whoever it is, had a different mask, and it pretty much shows a much different variant of the Majin we saw when the Orc Lord was named, and we see that the Majin there was more or less like Mudcrab from Pokemon. That's the mask he had. He literally had the Mudcrab mask of Pokemon. I don't know if you guys ever watch Pokemon or not. I mean, a lot of people must have watched it, but I don't think so. You have watched up to the point where you get to Mudcrow and everyone. So, yeah, Mudcrow. Was it Mudcrow or was it Mudcrow? What am I saying? Like, Jesus. But yeah, uh, it literally looked like that. So, or a mask of a crow from any kind of masquerade parties you go to or anything like that. Parties? What's with my English today? Masquerade parties you go to. So that was the type of mask he had. And in the flashback, we saw a completely different type of mask, different type of Majin there, or Majin. I don't know. I'm saying Majin again. Don't know what's wrong with my English today, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. As for the Majin with the crow mask and everything, it pretty much showed that this guy just goes randomly. His name is Gelmond. Gelmond. The naming in this series is weird. Except for Rimuru, all the other names I've seen is just like, what? At least the ogres are named decently, but still, what? Like, where does all this shit come from? And it's pretty hard to remember the ogre's name. The only ogre that I actually remember well is Shona, like literally, because her name was the most easiest to remember. It's like, okay, okay, so that happened. But yeah, uh, we also come to know that the higher level the creature is, the higher Rimuru expands its energy, which obviously is a big point. So, like, it's not like it was very obvious with that. Like, it was not like, oh, these are creatures from Earth, you can just name them. It was very obvious they're higher level creatures than the goblins. They're much higher level than the goblins. That's very obvious through what we see. So yeah, it was coming down. Now, also talk about lizardmen. Whenever I talk about lizardmen, it reminds me of the awful arc of lizardmen and Overlord. I think so the arc was bad because of the CG, in my opinion. That's the reason why the arc was bad for the lizardman arc, and plus that sequence. That's the memory I'm ingrained about the lizardmen. That's how they made. Oh, jeez. But yeah, uh, Gabiru? Is that what his name is? He reminds me. Why do I feel like he's gonna be like the Usopp of the series? Anybody who got the reference, shoutouts to you, because that's from One Piece. Yeah, I just said it. But yeah, he's gonna be like the Usopp of the series. I just have that feeling here because of the way he acts and everything, all high and mighty. But we know he's gonna be that one scary cat who acts all and mighty and every shit, and then finally when the moment comes, he's just gonna fuzz out of there. That's basically what I feel like it's gonna be with Gabiru or whatever his name is. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be such a that's gonna be such a delicate moment to watch when that happens because it'll be funny. It'll be funny to see that because this guy reminds me of Usopp a lot, and hopefully he does the stuff that Usopp does because through what his character has been built up to be, it seems like that. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much all we got for this episode. Oh yeah, Orc Lords are back in the lizardmen. That too. Not much. That was just like 5 seconds. Like, yeah, Orc Lord are back in the lizardmen. So yeah, 5 seconds of your time have been wasted. Thank you very much. That's pretty much it. Anyways, let me know what you think about this episode of That's How I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I had one complaint. Compared to the CGs from the other episode, this episode CG looked really dull. Like, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I'm as long as it's not affecting the story, I'm alright. But yeah, the armors for the goblin, they look kind of very dull, and it's just like, mm, what happened to the good CG that I just saw a few episodes ago? Like, come on, my dude, you aren't gonna like degrade the CG material you just gave us, right? Like the good CG material they've been giving us for so many episodes. So he'll be kind of disappointed to see that because the armors look really, really dull. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.